You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. I haven't been here in a week. A whole week. No. 6 days. I was here last Tuesday. We were here Christmas Eve. So, doesn't feel like Christmas Eve, though. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, as they say, and all that jazz. I think it's going to be a great day. I think. Because I'm not back until next Monday. So I'll be gone a week. I'll be out of here, chilling. Nobody's taking over my show. There's going to be rebroadcast. Everybody going to be off. We're already off tomorrow for New Year's Eve, and then we'll be off for New Year's Day, right? So, I got one question for you, and then I got a series of stuff. I got my top 5 at 5, because y'all haven't had a top 5 at 5 in, 6 days. And so my question is, why do we celebrate Kwanzaa? That's what I'm trying to figure out. I'm asking because I want to know what other people celebrate. I know a lot of people celebrate Kwanzaa, and it's cute and all that. But here's my issue. You ready? I think we celebrate stuff because it's black, and that's pretty much it. And I don't understand why we do that. I don't understand why, hey, it's black, so let's do it. Well, that's fine. I get it. I support black, 110%. I support African American. I support African. I'm trying to wonder, do we choose it just because it's black? Because now it's an annual holiday, and I don't understand why. Who made it an annual holiday? Did anybody vote and make it an annual holiday, or did just people decide to celebrate it? I would like to know that. 833-212-1017. Why do you celebrate Kwanzaa? This isn't a negative because, sometimes people in our community tend to, if you don't back something 100%, then you're anti. I'm not anti anything. I'm just simply asking the question, why do people celebrate Kwanzaa? And if you call, don't tell me what Kwanzaa means. I already know what Kwanzaa means. I'm going to go through what Kwanzaa means. I'm asking you, why do you celebrate it? And asking me why I don't celebrate it is not an answer. It's not an answer. I think it's a child's way of getting to a point. Why don't you celebrate Kwanzaa? Why don't you celebrate Kwanzaa? You don't? That's not an answer. That's a child's way of answering something. What is it about Kwanzaa that makes one celebrate it? That's what I want to know. 833-212-1017. Don't take it as a negative. If you can't say something positive about something, you can't say nothing at all. That's what's wrong with the world today now anyway. Nobody can take criticism. Nobody can take anything negative. Nobody can take somebody else's opinion about them and then get upset when I don't care about your opinion. Can't have it both ways. So now when people tell you about yourself, you're supposed to grovel. Oh, I'm so sorry. Kwanzaa is an annual celebration of African American culture from December 26th to January 1st. This is from Wikipedia. Culminating in a communal feast called Karamu, usually on the 6th day. Created by activists, and if I get the name wrong, don't kill me, Malama Karenga, based on an African harvest festival traditions from various parts of West, East, as well as Southeastern Africa. So you piecemealed it together. It couldn't be from one place and we adopt it. Okay, that's my criticism. Kwanzaa was first celebrated in 1966. 21st century estimates place the number of Americans who celebrate Kwanzaa between 500,000 and 2 million. I think that's a gift, but I'm just saying. American black separatist Maulana Karenga created Kwanzaa 1966 during the aftermath of the Watts riots as a non-Christian, specifically African-American holiday. Karenga says his goal is to give black people an alternative to the existing holiday of Christmas and give black people an opportunity to celebrate themselves and their history rather than simply imitate the practice of the dominant society. For Karenga, a figure in the Black Power movement in the 60s and 70s, the creation of such holidays also underscored the essential premise that you must have a cultural revolution before the violent revolution. The cultural revolution gives identity, purpose, and direction. Do I agree with that? I don't know. But that's what it is. And so now we have Kwanzaa. It was meant to be an alternative for Christmas. I celebrate Christmas, and as a Christian, even though some people call Christianity a white religion, and Kwanzaa Karenge believed that, quote, Jesus was psychotic and Christianity was a white religion that black people should shun, I reject that wholeheartedly and have no problem saying so. And so he altered his position so that practicing Christians would not be alienated, stating in the 1997 book, Kwanzaa, A Celebration of Family, Community, and Culture, that Kwanzaa was not created to give people an alternative to their own religion or religious holidays. Many African Americans who celebrate Kwanzaa do so in addition to observing Christmas. So after was it a he or she? I think it's he. After they trashed Christianity, as most people do, they trash Christianity and then go, oh, my bad. And nobody stands up to say, hey, don't do that. Well, number one, that's one of the reasons why I don't celebrate Kwanzaa. Because you trashed Christmas. You trash Christianity and you try to take advantage of the turn the other cheek or take advantage of the beliefs that someone has in order to get over on them. And so that's one reason I don't celebrate Kwanzaa. And I have no problem telling people, I'm not celebrating Kwanzaa. It was created to trash Christianity. Now, would you create something like this to to bash Islam? Would you create something like this to bash Hinduism? What about Sikh? Why is it every time somebody creates something, it's bashing Christianity? Why is it that there's never any respect for Christianity, but yet we give respect to other religions? I find that amusing. I find that amusing. And so for years, as I grew up, I kept hearing about Kwanzaa and I kept hearing about everything. And Dwayne said, I think people want to celebrate Kwanzaa because everything else was taken away from us. How do you know that? And this is one of the things that we can get back. Get back what? Like, what exactly are you getting back? Kwanzaa has no tie to any religious holiday, has nothing to do with Christianity. As I read it, it doesn't really do anything for me anyway. And so my question is, what exactly are we watching? What exactly are we reading? What does it even mean? But nobody can tell me. Nobody can say, hey, this is what it is. Okay. And so when I read it, what are the principles? Unity, umoja. I can't even say the second one, self-determination. Kujicha, right. Ujima, collective, work and responsibility. Ujama, cooperative economics. Nia, purpose. Kumba, creativity. And Imani, faith. Okay. What am I supposed to do with that? I'm not trashing it. I think if it's something that you would like to follow and dedicate your life to, each of the 7 days and the principles, I think it's admirable. But what I'm not going to do is accept it and celebrate it in the vein of you trashing Christianity and telling us Jesus was psychotic. Because I take that as a personal, which I really don't, I'm being tongue-in-cheek here, in quotes, that's a little disrespectful. And so it's so disrespectful to the point that I got to ask the question. 833-212-1017 is the number. Is Kwanzaa even a thing?
Truth Nation, Gruber Law Offices and The Truth have raised the stakes for this year. The One Call That's All Gruber Cash giveaway is now a $5K giveaway. Yes, you heard it right. $5,000 giveaway. Every weekday on 1017 The Truth, you will have the chance to be entered to win the $5K giveaway. Listen to The Truth for the One Call That's All cue to call for your chance to win $5,000. Gruber Law Offices, One Call That's All. Visit 1017thetruth.com for official contest rules.
What's up, Truth Nation? It's your girl, Noni Juice, and Happy New Year from Steinhoffels. Take an extra $100 off your purchase of $19.99 or more and get incredible deals like a Beauty Rest mattress for just $2.99 and sofas starting at only $3.99. Plus, make your new room more affordable with no interest until 2030 when you use Steinhoffels' 60-month financing. No money down, no hidden fees. Shop in-store or online at steinhoffels.com.
Milwaukee, something amazing is here. Versity Blood Center of Wisconsin is open and ready for donations. That's right, Versity on King at Thrive on King, your new community resource center on the north side. Donate blood, receive disease education, explore social services, or build your career with job training programs. Versity is here to empower our community and improve lives. Visit Versity on King, 2153 North, Dr. MLK Drive. Free parking is at 320 West Lloyd Street. That is Versity Blood Center of Wisconsin. Hope starts here.
Bikerfest MKE, where everyone has a place on the road. Bikerfest MKE is a nonprofit dedicated to making the motorcycle industry more inclusive and accessible for all. Their programs empower youth with hands-on experiences in STEM, mechanics, and flat track racing through mentorship and real-world skills, preparing the next generation of riders, racers, and builders, giving underrepresented youth the tools to thrive. Join Bikerfest MKE to help build a more inclusive motorcycle community. Visit bikerfestmke.org today.
My name is Ariel. When I arrived in the U.S. at 19, I struggled to find job opportunities without my high school diploma. My entire life changed when I took a chance and got my high school diploma at age 22. Everything I have, my education, my career, my marriage, I owe to the Adult Literacy Center and my teachers. They were with me every step of the way, helping with my English and math, making sure I push through all the challenges.
Ariel, your success proves that what I'm doing as a teacher has real meaning.
It was an honor helping you achieve your greatness. Now you're helping others achieve theirs. It inspires me.
Education was the key that unlocked all my opportunities.
When you graduate, they graduate. Find free and supportive adult education centers near you at finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
This is Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. Am I so happy because it's the last day of the year and I won't be back till January 6th? 833-212-1017 is the number. YouTube chat says, good afternoon, Dr. Ken, and Happy New Year to you and your family. Thank you, Sylvia. Rich Auntie Nina said, going hard for Christianity is cool, but Christmas has nothing to do with being Christ-like. Okay, so Christmas, Okay, let me read what they're saying. Absolutely nothing. People are lost because we fall from us anything. Follow the true and living God. So Christianity was a date that was chosen to celebrate the birth of Christ, but it's not on the birth of Christ, on the day of his birth. Does that make sense? So the date was chosen in unanimity with, how can I say this, groups of religions, of Christian denominations, to have an average date. They estimate Christ was born sometime in the spring, but we celebrate it on that particular day. Christmas is supposed to celebrate the birth of Christ. Other people use it for other things. They use it to give gifts, and Santa and Saint Nick and all this other quote unquote nonsense, which is their prerogative, right? But let's not, Christmas isn't supposed to have anything to do with Christ-like. It's not. It's the celebration of his birth. That's it. So anyway, people are lost because we fall for almost anything. Follow the true and living God. I don't celebrate either Christmas or Kwanzaa. They are man-made pagan traditions to Western America holidays. So you don't like anything white. Is that what I'm hearing? Reggio says, like the ones you haven't seen on our ancestors, my face to face yet, and it's been 3,000 years, baby Jesus year. And a gift I present my body as living sacrifice, free of alcohol and drug-free except medication. Okay. June said, are you really that confused over why? See, this is the kind of answer to the question with a question that makes no sense. Are you really that confused over why people create their own celebrations that you view are trashing Christianity? Some things are worthy of trashing, and Christianity is one of those things. So are your words, June. We can trash your words too. How's that? Let's trash those. As if you're not supposed to step up and say, I disagree, and I'm going to call you on it. That's trash. You trashing Christianity is trash. When people want to cop out and not give birthday gifts, they say it's pagan, but it's nice to be nice and let others know that you're nice. Also, remember Rule 62 book. Don't take ourselves so seriously. Thank you, Reggio. Because some people, again, those are the people that go out of their way to bash Christianity because they think they're saying something smart. Just as you have a right to say it, I have a right to believe it, and I'm not really caring what you think about it. But I don't hold myself to perfection like everybody else. I like things white, like snow. My garments, I just don't get into the pagan holidays. I think a holiday can be good, and you can turn it, and watch this, and some pagans can celebrate it, but I don't think you should like diss a holiday because somebody else is celebrating it. But that's just me. Do you? I'm just saying. Dr. Ken, I was introduced to Kwanzaa back in 1995. Your whole opening is a hijacking of my learnings and the purpose of the holiday. Too bad. Too bad. Who's that? Who wrote that? Wayne, too bad. I would equate it to the generalized use of the term critical race theory. Hey, Wayne, can you explain to me what critical race theory is? See, that's the problem. Nobody understands what critical race theory is. If you could write in here where it even came from. Not who invented it, but where did it come from? See, when people don't understand context, they'll fall for stuff like Kwanzaa because it sounds good and it's black. And somebody else puts something together because we want to not just counter Christianity, we want to overrun it. And it's not lost on anybody that you put Kwanzaa December 26th, usually around the time that people celebrate Hanukkah. I'm just saying, but that's okay. Your whole opening is a hijacking of my learnings and purpose of the holiday. You believe you, and you believe what you want, and I have an opinion of my own. I didn't hijack anything, I don't think. It's just another reminder of what we don't do for each other. It's just another reminder of self-segregation. But then you can't win both ways because you get tugged in multiple ways. You're not black enough. You're not rich enough. You're not poor enough. You're not educated enough. What's the barometer? In 2025, what's the barometer for being black? Somebody help me out. Because I get trashed at least once a day. You're not black. People mad at your education. They mad that you're not this. They mad that you're not that. You have to agree with them with everything you say. Legal examination? No, sir. No, you can't win. So stop trying to fit yourself into somebody else's belief of you. I don't really care what anybody thinks or believes of me. I am who I am. Accept or reject. Tolerate or don't tolerate. It's perfectly okay. Perfectly fine. Because I get the same right. But when we start this, you have to, now we're going to get into the you're not really black unless you have these things. Like, I'll ask that question too. What makes a black person black? Skin tone, skin color, hair, the way they talk, the way they walk, where they live, their education level, their lack of education. Like what? Like what makes you black? And I mean those of African descent. What makes you black? That's all. We keep going through this trash and we keep trashing people for no reason. Oh, and sometime during today, we're going to get into Denzel Washington getting baptized and get into what that's about, since we own this Christianity kick anyway. But what is it that people are so accepting of Kwanzaa, but they're not accepting of Christianity? But I can make some stuff up and pull in stuff from multiple I don't want to use denominations, multiple countries, multiple cultures in Africa, and make some stuff up and write it. And people go, oh, okay, that's great. For those of you that hate Christianity or hate everything white made, like if you hate everything white made, why are you here? Why are you taking advantage of an economy that wasn't made by us? We created it, though. We had to work in it and created the money for them. We just didn't get any of the spoils. Like, why are you here? Roll out. Go back home, wherever you're from. But we won't do that because we still take advantage of it. Because if you said this in another country and it was the wrong religion, they would cut your head off because you have freedom of speech here. So you can't take advantage of all the accoutrements that being an American citizen or just being in America allows you, and then crap on people because you disagree with something. It's just, I don't know. And I would not equate it to the general use of critical race theory, because critical race theory came from critical legal theory, and they just applied it to race. And sometimes it worked, and sometimes it don't. But that's just interesting. Agree, so we should separate it from church. Separate what from the church? What are we separating from the church? And somebody said Merry Christmas. So what exactly are we celebrating from church? Or separating from church? I don't understand. When people want to cop out and not give birthday gifts, they say it's pagan, but it's nice to be nice. Okay. I just don't get into pagan holidays. Okay. What makes it pagan, though? June said we have freedom of religion and freedom from religion in this country. Actually, you don't. That's the premise they put on it because the U.S. Supreme Court decided that that's what it is. But honestly, in the Constitution, there's a belief that the interpretation of the Constitution is a separation of church and state. But nowhere in the Constitution does it say there's a separation of church and state. It just says that the state can't tell you what religion to practice. That means that it's okay to practice a religion, period. And they weren't Christian when they started the country. They were deists. They believed in a supreme being. So if you're going to get it right, get it good. I'm just saying. You do not have freedom of religion and from religion. If your religion is detrimental to someone's life, or if your religion is to sacrifice people or cut off somebody's head or give a human sacrifice or an animal sacrifice to somebody, the police are going to come in and arrest you. And you're not going to be given separation of church and state and all that stuff. It's just not going to happen. And you could try it, but I can guarantee you will end up in jail and you will end up in prison, probably for life. June said, that's exactly what I said. It's really not, but okay. I don't understand. You got to type more, June, so I can understand. Dr. Ken, go away. No, we're not doing that. 83321. So now everybody want to send you these names of people they want you to listen to because they've been, my mind was freed because I listened to this person. Yeah. Did I hear somebody in there laugh that loud? I'm just not. Go back to your TikTok and your YouTube and watch whoever you want to watch. When we come back, I had a friend of mine who tried to sell me on this new religion thing. And I was like, I'm gonna paint this story and help you understand exactly what it was he was talking about. Because to this day, I really don't know what he was talking about. But I'm gonna share with you the response that he got. And by the way, thank you for everybody on the talk and text line and the chat. I appreciate it. Keep it coming. Appreciate you being open to even having this kind of conversation after Christmas, celebrating the birth of Christ and all that stuff. You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. Do we have traffic and sports coming up? I hope so when I push the button.
Don't touch that dial. More of Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com. Truth Nation, let us talk our ish for a moment. There is no other station in the country where you get a front row seat to hear from some of the biggest names in politics, pop culture, and sports. People like Vice President Kamala Harris.
Talk with your listeners to remind them of their power and the importance of voting. And the folks in Milwaukee turned out for me and Joe Biden in 2020. You showed what was possible.
U.S. Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene, are you a racist?
Absolutely not.
Is Donald Trump a racist?
Absolutely not. No.
And civil rights attorney Benjamin Crump.
Thank you all for speaking truth to power. That's the most important thing, because right now there are those in our community who would rather we just be quiet.
Right.
We have to disturb the peace now more than ever.
Tap into the award-winning and nationally recognized 1017 The Truth by downloading the Truth app and streaming us live at 1017 The Truth on YouTube. Milwaukee Black Talk.
Calling all big thinkers. The world's climate is changing. These aren't new facts, but it means we must think in new ways about how we can live, prosper, and provide energy for our world while protecting our planet. Engineers are answering the call to create cleaner, safer, reliable energy. Solar power, harnessing the power of the sun to light all corners of the globe. Wind power, channeling a simple breeze to bring electricity to our homes. Hydropower, using the natural flow of water to generate electricity. Nuclear power, engineering advanced reactors that are safer, more reliable, and produce zero carbon emissions. Engineers are leading the way and empowering the next generation. Engineers answer the call. Brought to you by the National Academy of Engineering. Learn more at nae.edu.
Day one, diagnosis day. The hardest day. The day you hear,
I'm sorry, this is a type of blood cancer.
But day one is just one day. At the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, we are here to help you move past day one.
On day 45, I discovered an online community who shared great tips for in-treatment care.
I missed a lot of school during treatment, and LLS helped me keep up.
we are here for you. We exist for everyone fighting leukemia, lymphoma, myeloma, and other types of blood cancer.
On day 185, LLS helped me file my insurance claims properly.
Day 5,840 and counting, and I'm still in remission.
To learn more and get help on day 1, day 2, day 983, or any day, please visit LLS.org or call 1-800-955-4572. That's LLS.org, 1-800-955-4572.
There is not much traffic on the roads. You'll encounter some minor slowdowns on 94 eastbound between 76th Street and the Stadium Interchange. Otherwise, smooth sailing. Tonight, cloudy skies, a slight chance for a rainy mix to the south, a low of 33. Tuesday, cloudy again and another slight chance for a rainy mix, a high of 40. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Jessica Gatzel on 101.7 The Truth.
This is Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 101.7 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. Before I move on, YouTube chat says, the many elders in Denver's African-American community, Black Denver, seriously, you will learn. I don't agree with everything. And you know what I mean. Obviously, we cannot commit crimes while practicing religion. I didn't realize that needed to be said. Huh? But it's a free thought zone, so you may get triggered by some topics. What do you mean triggered? But iron sharpens iron, as Proverbs teaches and says, time to take a break from this guy. Bye. 833-212-1017 is the number. Okay. All right. Uh-oh. Somebody calling at the end of the year to cause trouble. Winky Blue, it's on you. What's going on, man?
Hey, good afternoon to you, my man.
What's up?
Listen, when it comes down to the Kwanzaa argument, I agree with you wholeheartedly, man. Kwanzaa was invented when, 1967,
66. Yep.
Okay, it was invented then, and it was infused with a little bit of the militant concept.
Correct.
And what we have today is, and actually the militant concept has ran away, and people that use the militant expression don't know how to do it, so they just run around mouthing off, just saying all kind of stuff, just mouthing off, and they don't understand the region of it, and the region of that militant came from the Black Muslims, okay, in the 30s and the 40s, and it really took off in the 60s, the late 50s and the 60s.
Right.
So
right.
when we look at Kwanzaa, anytime, see, Christianity is under attack. You made it beautiful layout, man. You said all these other groups, nobody attacks those groups. The reason why nobody attacks those groups is because they have no real validity. They have no real substance, brother. We worship a savior that got up and rose again. See, these people, Christianity is so powerful, man, that it's always under scrutiny. It's always under attack. And I ask people, it's a white man book. Well, why so many white folk is following it then? Okay? Why so many white folk is following Christianity? Because if you do the origin root of it, you will find your black self buried at the very root of it that has been confiscated like so many other things. And guess what? You at the root of it, black man. But you've been blind. You've been fooled, man. Dude, right. Kwanzaa's garbage. It's garbage. Kwanzaa's garbage.
That's your opinion. Thank you much. I appreciate it, Winky. 833-212-1017 is the number. June said, but if you want to parse it that way, then we don't have freedom of speech, like you said. So if you're going to get it right, get it and get it good. So I read what you say and I interpret it the way I interpret it, just like you interpret what I interpret. And that's just how it is. And Actually, this is a radio show, and you don't have freedom of speech. So let me be clear about that. This is a radio show, so we pick and choose what goes on, and if you say the wrong thing, we get to delete it. So in this instance, there really isn't freedom of speech. There's freedom to speak, but freedom of speech, you're not going to get to say any and everything you want to say. Sometimes I agree with it. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes I let people say what I disagree with, and it's okay. I'm okay with that. But to assume that the radio waves are owned by the public, they are, but then those with a license are custodians of that, and they have to make sure that it stays as pure as possible. And when I say pure, I mean unstained from profanity and pornography, things like that. So, but for the most part, people can say what they want to say. I necessarily wouldn't have trashed Kwanzaa per se, but I do have that is my question. Like, is it even a thing? Some people celebrate it, some people don't. Do we celebrate it because it's black, or is there something else that we can celebrate other than Kwanzaa that's not Christian, or what? But I don't think you should trash one thing so that you can celebrate what you want to celebrate. That's just me. If you don't want to celebrate Christianity, my response, God bless you. But don't trash Christianity because you celebrate Kwanzaa or Hanukkah or some other faith. Because now you're being disrespectful to millions of people, if not over a billion people worldwide. That's just me. That's just me. 833-212-1017 is the number. So I got a question. I guess it's kind of in that same vein. Let me make this statement. Canada has over 114 million people or something, 144 million people, something like that. Well, let me just do this. Canadian population, 40.1 million people in 2023, right? For the entire nation of Canada. That's equivalent to, I think, California. Let's find out. California? I think it's almost the equivalent to California. Let's see. California population. Okay, that doesn't tell me anything. California population is 38.9. So basically, all of the population of all of Canada, and you know, Canada has a lot of like frozen tundra. All of the population, if you take it, you could take it out of Canada and it would fit in California. That makes sense? So half of that. My question is, should Canada become America's 51st state? They got oil, they got gas, they got people. Why not? 833-212-1017. Should Canada become our 51st state? Now, before you trash it, Trump came up with it. And so when Trump do that, people want to trash it only because it's Trump. I say take a step back, because 51 can be Puerto Rico, but they don't want to be a state because they get all the privilege with none of the rank. Right? They get the money, they get the support, they get a governor, they get all that, but they don't have any rank. So they ain't really gotta jump in. I haven't seen if I can roll like that, if I could be Guam, it'd be a U.S. territory, but not have to really pay in, but y'all send tax money here, I'm doing that. 51st state, Canada.
But would Canada want to become a state?
They said, and O'Leary, you know, the dude from Shark Tank, he's Canadian. He said about 50%, a little over 50% of Canadians want to actually enter talks into becoming America's 51st state. Why not?
Because they got their own stuff. They got their own country.
We would come up with a denomination of money that would be equal. That would be right. Our money is 15 to 18% higher than theirs, right? So you can exchange the American dollar for the Canadian dollar, get more money, and then go spend it there. But you should never use American money in Canada because they won't. They'll give you Canadian money back, and then you have less money, and then they'll cash your money in and make more. So you always get your money here, get it exchanged to Canadian dollars, which I'm gonna be doing in a few months. And when I go to Canada, I'm gonna use their money. They get upset too because they know you American, and then you pull out Canadian money, they heart sinks. Like, oh, I thought you had U.S. dollars. I could have made 18% more on everything, right? So, should they become the 51st state? What do you say? Yes or no?
As like being a part of America, yes. But if I was in Canada, I would say no.
Why?
Because I got my own stuff. Why would I come and want to be a part of this?
What do you mean your own stuff?
My own country.
So that you paying a majority of your cash to the Queen in England.
Yeah.
Or I'm sorry, the King in England, because she died.
I don't know. I can't see. I honestly just don't believe that they go want to become a part of the U.S. Then they gonna have to start healthcare. Oh, them people gonna be mad in Canada about that.
They're not gonna be mad. Our healthcare's better.
But they got universal?
Yes.
So they gonna have to come here and pay.
You're missing the point. Many of them that have the money come here and pay because they don't have to wait. Like if you see how the government runs stuff here now. You really want the government running your healthcare? They run healthcare in England, I think Germany, France, Canada, not very good. If y'all keep coming here to get work done, because if you reach a certain age, they tell you, well, your quality of life is not going to get that much better with a hip replacement, and you're 70, so we're not going to give you a hip replacement. What would you do? Just walk around with a limp and in pain all the time? But if you were 50 or 40, they would give it to you? That just makes no sense to me. But that's what they'll do in Canada. And it's not that bad. I'm being a little facetious when I say it. But at some point, you got to recognize that, you could just go vacation. You ever been to Canada?
I want to go, though.
You've never been to Canada?
I always say, if I were to ever move out of the country, I'll probably go to Canada.
How about just visit?
I want to, eventually. See what it's like. I heard it's cold.
It's in the same hemisphere as Wisconsin. What are you talking about? Like, are you serious? You've never been to Canada?
I've never been to Canada.
With Detroit right there, you could drive across to Windsor. Or
go to Detroit.
Or go to Toronto. Or go to Vancouver. Or go to Quebec. And go to Montreal. Really?
I don't know if I'm going to Canada after this Drake stuff.
That don't make no sense at all. That was just... That was. Did you even say that?
Yeah, he making Canada look bad right now.
Why is that? Why is he making Canada look bad?
What you mean? After all of this, the Kendrick Lamar Drake beef.
You notice I don't listen to the garbage, right? Because that's all it is garbage. You're letting a musician dictate a country, like stupid in and of itself. Not you, but them. No. So anyway,
I'm just saying.
So what'd he say? How does he make him look bad?
Kendrick was basically just dissing Canada, calling. I don't want to, because I feel like I don't want to. These are not my words, but he's calling Canadians soft and don't nobody want to visit there, and then Drake.
So what makes Kendrick Lamar so great that we would care whether or not he would visit Canada?
Because he's the greatest rapper ever. Bro.
He's garbage in comparison to who?
Nobody.
Really? Okay. I know some dead rappers that could smoke him.
All y'all gonna say Tupac and Biggie.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. And he's a rapper. He's not an intellectual. He's not a rocket scientist. He's not a... He got a what?
Pulitzer.
That doesn't matter.
That matter.
He wrote something?
Oh, without question.
What did he write that he got a Pulitzer? Okay, that's not a Pulitzer.
No, he got a Pulitzer for his out. He the first rapper.
Okay, Pulitzer. Okay.
I promise you.
Okay. I said, okay, like I agree with you, and then you still argue? Dude, you sound like me.
Don't touch that dial. More of Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harrison is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com. The Truth app is home for all the Milwaukee Panther content you would want.
He'll dart baseline, and he will tomahawk it home with his right hand.
From conversations on the airwaves.
We're going to defend every board up the floor and every bounce and every pass. And we've got good depth, and you have to have good depth for the way we play.
To game highlights.
And at the top, rises for three over Young and buries it.
Find The Roar on the Truth app, Apple, Spotify, and wherever else you get your podcasts to keep up with Panthers hoops.
What's up, Truth Nation? It's your girl, Noni Juice, here from my friends at Steinhafels. Get into Steinhafels and test rest a Beauty Rest Black mattress for your chance to win a dream vacation to Hawaii. Right now, save up to $800 on adjustable base sets and get up to $300 in Steinhafels cash. Queen Beauty Rest mattresses start at just $38 per month with Steinhafels 60-month financing. So save big and rest easy on a new Beauty Rest Black mattress from Steinhafels. Shop in-store or online today at steinhafels.com. Don't settle for basic poor quality gas station car washes this winter. Surf to Tsunami Express Car Wash instead. Tsunami Express's washes offer long-lasting protection against harmful road salt and grime. Try Tsunami Express's brand new C2 with graphene wash for the glossiest mirror-like shine. After your wash, enjoy Tsunami Express's powerful free vacuums, mat cleaners, and tire air. Tsunami Express Car Wash. Wash, chill, repeat. Your first wash is free when you sign up online at tsunamiexpress.com.
Varsity Blood Center of Wisconsin proudly celebrates the 24th annual Holiday of Hope's Drives. Join us December 26th and 27th at 3rd Street Market Hall or on December 30th at the Zoo. In less than 30 minutes, you can save up to 3 lives. Join us December 26th and 27th, 3rd Street Market Hall or on December 30th at the Zoo to gift the gift of life. Parking is included and walk-ins are welcome. For more information or to book an appointment, visit versity.org/WI. That's VERSITI.org/WI.
Teachers are dynamic leaders, shaping a new generation. They bring a variety of perspectives from diverse backgrounds, innovating how they teach to prepare students for our fast-changing world. Achieving this takes skill and expertise. They're tireless explorers, creatively discovering a universe of solutions, telling stories, experimenting, inspiring, mentoring, connecting cultures, and connecting with each other, leading by example. Experience the unique joy of helping students thrive. Teaching is a journey that shapes lives. Are you ready to begin? Explore teaching at teach.org, a campaign supported by the U.S. Department of Education, Teach.org, and 1 million teachers of color.
This is Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. Hey, Truth Nation, mark your calendar. It's Friday, February 28th, as we will be hosting our first annual Truth Community Awards, celebrating individuals making a real difference in our community. Tickets are on sale now for only $25, $10, and 17 cents of every single sale will be donated to a local organization. Visit 1017thetruth.com now to get your tickets. Come celebrate with us on Friday, February 28th at the Truth Community Awards, 5:30 p.m. till 8, presented by Potawatomi Casino and Hotel. Don't miss out on the best community awards event of the year. 833-212-1017 is the number. Sandra, where you been?
You don't want to know.
Uh-oh. How you doing?
I'm okay.
All right.
I had to bury my son, the one that was in prison.
You had to what?
I had to bury him. He died up there.
Oh, my God. I'm sorry to hear that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you for calling and letting us know. I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, you be kind of out of words.
I know, and no need to talk about it unless you want to.
Right. So, yeah. So I just let you know, I just had some running to do to get everything squared away. Everything's squared away. I had the funeral and everything already.
All right.
So I'm on a good path.
Okay.
But, yeah.
You sound
talking
good.
about Canada.
You sound good. Have you been to Canada?
I'm a pretty upbeat person.
Have you been to Canada?
Yeah. When I go to Michigan, we cross over and go to Canada.
That's not going to Canada.
And then my sister lives in Seattle, so we went to Canada over
so
that
you go
way
to Vancouver? Okay, all right. That's going to Canada.
Yeah, I've been to Vancouver.
Because in Michigan, you can
Canada,
walk across.
Isn't it?
You can walk across the street and go to Canada and Michigan.
Yeah, but Vancouver, that is Canada, right?
There's no huge, like I've been up there, and you cross into Michigan, and you could cross into Canada, like right there.
But you got to show your stuff.
Yeah,
your
but
ID.
It wasn't that big of a deal.
Well, it is to me when I got to pull out an ID.
Oh, my gosh.
Just to go across the street. Across the street.
That is true. And the street looked the same. The pavement looked the same. Everything looks the same except it's another country.
Yeah.
And now you got to go through all this crap just to say, okay, I stepped there, and then you can come back. So, yeah.
But who's to say they want to be part of the United States?
Well,
I didn't hear them say that. I heard Trump said it or something, but I didn't hear them say it.
I've heard a few people that were Canadian on the news talk shows say they would be open to it, and a couple of their ministers are coming down to talk about it. I mean, you talk about an economy bump, people working and adding to the economy and opening up the stock market and all. It might do something, little something.
Mm-hmm.
It just might.
Well, that's the first time I ever heard them say they wanted Canada to be part of America.
As long as they do it legally.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. Look, I think a lot of stuff is going to happen. Yeah, a lot of stuff is going to come forth. So we just have to wait and see.
That's true.
But, yep. So,
all right.
Okay, I just want to highlight and tell you have a Happy New Year, and that's why I'm kind of hidden in the scenes.
Well, thank you. Happy New Year.
Okay, same to you all.
All right, take care.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. 833-212-1017 is the number. Healthcare is free in Canada. It's really not free. There's no such thing as free. You pay that. You know their taxes are like ridiculously high. Why is that? Because they got to pay the Queen money, the King. They got to pay money back to England because they're still subject to the Crown of England. And they have free health care. But it's only free health care to a point. It's only free health care to a point. And then you're not going to get great health care because you're older. I would not want to live in a country where I would have to be younger in order to get better health care. You said freedom of speech. Do you not remember what you say during the show? The show goes on and on and on. Stop. This is June. Oh. You said we have freedom of speech. Do you not remember? You were saying we don't have freedom of religion because we cannot commit crimes in the name of religion. I didn't say that. I said that we don't have. Okay. So then when you said we have freedom of speech, that is not true because we cannot commit crimes with our speech. Okay. I think there's a misconnection and a disconnection. Is that a word? Misconnection? Anyway, top 5 at 5 are coming up next, and I'll get back to the chat.
The pulse of the Milwaukee Bucks, straight from a Bucks legend.
Can't get it off. Marcus Johnson will, though. Can't leave him alone for a 12.
Tap into Here District with Marcus Johnson on Bucks Plus. Marcus and his son Chris offer a weekly beat on Bucks basketball. Get your questions answered and hear from the biggest names in basketball. Find Here District with Marcus Johnson at bucks.com/plus on the Bucks app or wherever you get your podcasts.
1017 The Truth and Associated Bank have teamed up for our Black-owned business give back. Each quarter, we'll be giving away $6,000 worth of free commercial advertising for 3 months to 5 Black businesses. To sign up for your business's chance to win $6,000 of commercial campaign marketing on the award-winning 1017 The Truth, visit blackbusinessgiveback.com. That's blackbusinessgiveback.com. Let's rebuild our community's backbone through exposure on the truth. For official rules, head to blackbusinessgiveback.com. Associated Bank, member FDIC.
You said you'd never buy your kid candy from the checkout aisle. Or forget extra diapers. And never give in to a meltdown. You'd never lick your thumb to clean their face. Never let them have too much screen time. And never bribe them for just one more bite. You say you'd never let them out in public without their hair brushed. Never, ever become a minivan mom. And you'd never give them your phone for a quiet dinner.
Calling boss work phone.
So when you say you'd never leave your child in a hot car, no, it can happen. Cars get hot fast, and kids can be at risk in temperatures as low as 60 degrees Fahrenheit. Never happens. Before you leave the car, always stop, look, lock. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
The impact of a meal goes well beyond feeding our bodies, because when people don't have to worry about where their next meal is coming from, they can truly thrive, like Marta.
And now we'll hear from our class valedictorian, who with our hard work never ceases to amaze us. Please welcome Marta Moreno.
And Alex.
Hey, Alex, how did the interview go?
I did it! I got the job! I can't believe it!
I knew it. Let's meet up later to celebrate.
And Diego.
Mom! I got first place at the science fair with my volcano project.
That's amazing, sweetie. Congratulations.
Because when people are fed, futures are nourished, and everyone deserves to live a full life. Join the movement to end hunger at feedingamerica.org/actnow. feedingamerica.org/actnow. A public service announcement brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Listen to the home of the 5K Gruber Cash Giveaway. 1017 FM, 1510 AM, WGKB Waukesha, and W269DL Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station. Bringing you his authentic perspectives on important topics.
They live in suburbs together. They live in the city together. They hang out together, all in the same family. We're the only idiots that fight because we want our voice to only be on one side. Like, does that even make any sense? And when the side loses, you lose everything. They, on the other hand, have a voice no matter what because somebody that looks like them is always in control.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point.
Well, it's just a skewed system.
Of course it is.
It's a lot of judgment.
But answer my question, though. Should we let people go? Should we let people go? Like, let's just forget about bail altogether. And if your neighbor commits a homicide and kills people, if you kill people and they next to you and you just let them come back and live right next to you, they can live upstairs from you. Let them come in your house.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point. This is the best radio show in the state of Wisconsin. Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth and The Truth app.
Now, he's the mayor of the city of Milwaukee. He's a young man. Give him a chance. I only complain about things that I care about. What I want you to do is pretend like I'm in St. Louis. And all I'm asking the mayor and the Common Council president and the Common Council, show me.
Now, live from the American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue in the heart of downtown Milwaukee, here is Dr. Ken Harris.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. You are listening to Truth in the Afternoon with little old me. I'm also on YouTube, so if you can check us out, you can stream and watch us live on YouTube and at 1017thetruth.com. Make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell so you never miss a minute of a live show. Also, I'm broadcasting live on Instagram at Dr. Ken's Truth. So if you follow me, you'll probably get a notification that he's live on video, and then I'll show up. I don't know if you'll get that voice. He's live on video. I don't know if you'll get that, but at least you'll see. All right, let me get back to my Dr. Ken question. Is Christianity the original religion of those affiliated with it, or was it imposed on them? Okay, now you're trying to start an argument about something, a religious argument that I'm actually not going to have. June said, you said we have freedom of speech. Do you not remember what you say during the show? Sometimes yes, sometimes no. You, Ken, we're saying we don't have freedom of religion because we cannot commit crimes in the name of religion. Huh? Have freedom of religion because we can. I don't think I ever said that. So when you said we have freedom of speech, that is not true because we cannot commit crimes with our speech. Actually, you can commit a crime with your speech, number one. Number two, I don't recall ever saying that about religion, but okay. Yes, you can commit crimes with your speech. Remember, a guy died, got killed, and the person that killed him, Daniel Perry, was acquitted of killing the guy on the subway who had mental illness, who was spouting off, and they felt he was a threat that he was going to hurt somebody, and he never did. And he did not hurt anybody. He didn't have a weapon, a gun, didn't touch anybody, grab anybody, or anything. He was just psychotic. I'm sorry. He had schizophrenia. And so he was afraid for all those poor people on the train who something might happen, so he grabbed him and put him in a hole, and he died. And the fact that he had drugs on board had nothing to do with him dying. The fact that he had synthetic marijuana on board had nothing to do with it. He died because he choked him to death. So he doesn't have freedom of speech. So I guess, no, there is no freedom of speech. People are in so much darkness and hatred toward their own culture. This was so uncalled for, uncouth, uncultured, and unrefined with no demerit. Look at the good in Kwanzaa. Remember the ancestors. First of all, Kwanzaa had nothing to do with our ancestors. It was made up. If you could trace it back to a religion that's been practiced in a country over the last, I don't know, century, 1,000 years, a millennium, I can work with that. But when you take it from different ones and you make it up and you piece it together and then you call it something and you say, we're supposed to call this culture and it's not, I have a problem with that. That's just me. I'm just speaking for me. You speak, I speak. I read what you wrote. Now I'm going to respond to it. I think it's an insult to ancestors to make some stuff up and then say that they would have followed it when you just made it up in 1966. I'm just saying. That makes absolutely no sense to me. Canada will never. We never know. We're owned by the Crown, too. Really? How? Explain that. Vancouver, Montreal, Royal Mountain, Edmonton, Saskatchewan, Winnipeg, Calgary, Alberta, Manitoba, British Columbia, Toronto City. That would come out to 50,000 states. No. We're taking the entire country, not each province, but the entire country as a state. And within each state, those would be the counties. Got it? We live in America. America has a state, Wisconsin. Wisconsin has counties. In southeastern Wisconsin, it's the wild counties, Waukesha, Ozaukee, Washington, Kenosha, Racine, Milwaukee, right? Counties. So if we go to Canada and Canada becomes a state, then that means you have a governor. Hopefully it won't be Justin Trudeau, but you have a governor, and each of the provinces are now counties. So it would be British Columbia, the county, Edmonton County, Saskatchewan County, Royal Mountain, Edmonton, yeah, Montreal, Quebec County. I mean, you know, I'm just saying. I think that'd be pretty cool. I think that would be pretty cool. I've been to Ottawa. It is nice. It's their Washington Chocolate City. Mount Royal. Now, the number one city, great country, they fight to their death before. So I've been to Montreal. Montreal, I think, is the Canadian New York City. It is a phenomenal city. I absolutely love that city. It is great. The caller said Kwanzaa is a positive celebration no matter how much you criticize it. I don't care. Sure, let it be positive. You can argue the point if you like, but like what? Like, I don't really understand. Okay, it would actually be an insult to all the brave people who escaped slavery to become a state, especially when a dude who's, well, I don't know what that has to do with anything. Canada's large enough to be 2 or 3 countries. You do know that the majority of Canada is not even populated because the ground is so frozen and uninhabitable? Like, do you understand that? That the mountain ranges are so big that there's nobody there? You do understand that, right? Okay. I was just reading the talking text line because it was kind of funny. It's kind of funny. Kwanzaa is a positive celebration no matter what you criticize it. I'm criticizing the fact that we have Kwanzaa and that it was created to bash Christianity. My beef is with it bashing Christianity. My beef is not with Kwanzaa. If you want to celebrate Kwanzaa, knock yourself out. Here's the problem with what I think black people are going through today. Yes, I'm going to get to my top 5 at 5. We try to be positive at so many things that we forget that when life happens, right? We try to avoid it. We try to make everything nice. We try to lessen everything instead of struggling through it and building up that tenacity and building up that fight so that next time it happens, it has less of an impact. The reason why people are falling apart and people have mental health issues is because nobody walked with them through the storm. And once they made it through the storm, the next time they had a storm, it wasn't that big of a deal. I did this before, I could rock this. Let's go. Let's tough it out. Nobody does that anymore. He said, Doc, did you say take a sovereign, I just say take a sovereign country. What are you exactly hearing when people say things? Stop pulling one little thing I say and then running with that one thing and trying to make it something that it's not. Could you do that? Somebody said, you care enough to criticize Kwanzaa. Sure. I criticize the things about Christmas and the things about Christianity that I don't like. So, I don't know. Okay. 833-212-1017 is the number.
Number 5.
Well, I got to tell you, if I don't have anything for you today, I got a warning for you today. Milwaukee Alderman Lamont Westmoreland, who we need to get on the show. We need to email him, Lamont Westmoreland, about warning about a parking ticket phone text scam. In a statement to WISN 12, Westmoreland says that recipients receive a text message that looks like it's from the city of Milwaukee, that the recipient needs to pay an overdue parking ticket and to click the link to pay to avoid a late fee. He adds that anyone clicking the link could be opening up their phone and data to malware or ransomware. Westmoreland says that those who have clicked the link and provided their debit or credit information should contact their financial institution immediately and report what happened so their accounts can be locked and protected. The city is asking that you spread the word about the scam to family and friends. Westmoreland represents the city's 5th district, comprised primarily of the northwest side. In a statement on Facebook, Milwaukee Department of Works said that please note that the city of Milwaukee does not contact via text message regarding parking violations. Any legitimate parking citation will be issued on your vehicle or sent via first-class mail registered to your address. So now you know. What are you even talking about? Like, what? Okay, bye. Hey, caller, bye. Let me see. Okay, there we go. Delete. All right. So make sure you check that because, we've got some issues going on with people lying and making up things about parking tickets. And do you believe anything? People that send me things, they have to reiterate and call me and say, hey, by the way, I'm sending this from a different number. It is me. I did do such and such, and I sent a text. Because most things when people send me texts and it's from somebody I know, I don't tend to actually read it.
Number 4.
Number 4 says, and I don't know if you heard, Jimmy Carter passed away. His state funeral in Washington, D.C. is scheduled for January 9th. It has been declared as a day of mourning across the United States. Carter, the longest living former president, died on this Sunday yesterday at his home in Plains, Georgia. He was 100 years old. Biden also ordered the U.S. flags to fly at half-staff for 30 days from Sunday. Also on Sunday, Carter was honored with a moment of silence before the Atlanta Falcons game at the Washington Commanders, hours after the 39th president of the United States of America died. He was a Georgia native who led the country in the White House less than 8 miles away from during his time in office, 77 to 81. Carter was the first president to host the NFL Super Bowl champions there when he honored the Pittsburgh Steelers in 1980. So I think it's pretty cool. Carter was a Democrat, and regardless of what you think about Carter, regardless of what you may remember about Carter, because most of the people listening probably weren't even alive, over time, it turned out that based on some of the things that were occurring in the United States and the way that the economy was going, they blamed him for that. There was a gas shortage and prices were high and double-digit inflation and double-digit loans and things of that nature, and it ended up it ended up costing him the election. But over time, you started to learn the things that he believed, his Christianity that drove him, his faith that made him the man he was. He ended up being a pretty stellar guy, a pretty committed and specific guy, and this is just me, but I think he put Habitat for Humanity on the map because he wasn't one of those people that would, take the hammer and nails and put the hard hat on and pretend like he was hitting something, or like these politicians do when they show up to some new building and they put the hard hat on and got a shovel because they're doing the first hole and the first. He actually took out the hammers and the knives and the saws and the shovels and he did the work with Habitat for Humanity. So I think it was one of those. He was the oldest living president. No president has ever lived to 100. And we're talking about a guy that's been on hospice for 2 years. 2 years. That's what I'm talking about. 100 years old. Gotta love life. So praying for the family of former President Jimmy Carter. And he'll be missed.
Number 3.
Number 3 from Milwaukee Journal Sentinel, Milwaukee's big developments are coming in 2025. What are they? Number 1, I-94 might disappear and become a 4-lane street. The Department of Transportation officials say in early 2025, they'll present 3 options for either repairing Interstate 794 or removing it between the Hone Bridge and North 6th Street. And a final option would be selected by year's end. My suggestion, well, here's what they're saying. Replacing the freeway with road surface, include a 2-way, 4-lane Clybourne Street, could generate more than 3,000 housing units and $535 million in property and sales tax over 30 years. That's according to over 30 years. Anyway, that's according to a study sponsored by the advocacy group Rethink 794, which I'm not going to follow because I don't think we should do it. Leave the lanes where they are. And let's have a street to drive on. Some downtown property owners and businesses oppose replacing the freeway with surface streets. They're concerned I-794's replacement would bring traffic congestion, including into the historic 3rd Ward. And I totally agree. Other development stories include a scheduled construction start for I-94's planned expansion on Milwaukee's west side and continued discussions on possibly converting Highway 175, you know, that stadium freeway, into a 4-lane boulevard between Wisconsin and Lisbon. So it'll just be a street. They got some new uses coming for Northridge Mall. Demolition started last year. Earlier this year. I'm in 2025 already. That thanks to a $15 million federal grant and some, the mall's removal should be completed by next fall. And I never known it take a year to remove a mall. A year. Y'all must really want that money bad. Department of City Development officials have long seen it as a site for new uses, including light industrial building. Like, can y'all get away from the industrial buildings and let's build some housing, education, maybe a school, maybe start a university up there. As if that wasn't enough, apartments have been leasing at downtown's 2 new towers, the Couture and 333 Water, which opened in April and June, respectively. 2 other downtown high-rises have 2025 construction. It's planned. Madison-based Neutral's 32-story, 378-unit tower called the Edison at 1005 North Edison, and conversion of the 100 East office tower at 100 East, Wisconsin, into around 380 units. So they're building a lot of stuff. Here's my issue with it. When y'all gonna build on the north side? When y'all gonna build some businesses that black people can work in and live in? And I don't know. I'm just saying. Everything's downtown. Hey, Mr. Mayor, why are we building everything downtown? Downtown. Can we fix the roads in the neighborhoods? Can we fix the lights in the neighborhoods? Can we write some tickets for speeders and people driving crazy? And can we, oh my gosh, build a new building for a school? Imagine that.
Number 2.
John Chisholm, this is from JS Online. John Chisholm is slow to call his soon approaching exit as Milwaukee County's top prosecutor as retirement. That's unfortunate. The word to many conjures up images of lounging in a reclining chair, feet up, binging on hours of Netflix and all that crap. And while Chisholm is still weighing what his life will look like after 30 years working in the Milwaukee County District Attorney's Office and 18 years running it, he knows nothing like that is in the cards. Unfortunately, I wish he would go somewhere because I think he's caused the black community a lot of anguish and a lot of problems. And hopefully soon we'll have Kent Laverne, who will be coming in as the new district attorney on the show recently. We called out to Kent Laverne from the DA's office. No? Okay. All right. Well, you know dates. I'll be back the first week of January or, second. Or second. First or second week. Bet. All right. So there you go. That's how we do it. See, we just do it. He just talked to me. I talked to him. We get it done. So we want to have Kent Laverne on. I've met him maybe once or twice back in the day. All kidding aside, some of the decisions that I think that District Attorney John Chisholm made, I think some of the people in his office made poor decisions. I think we went back on this thing that we were trying to correct past mistakes that happened in the black community as it relates to incarceration. And personally, I think the issue wasn't the fact that it was incarceration. The issue was the fact that when they got sentenced, the sentencing was too harsh. But you can't make up for past mistakes by letting current criminals go. And some of those criminals went back and recommitted crimes and re-victimized people, and in some cases killed people. But you thought you were doing them a favor by letting them out on a lighter bail when all they did is go back to the black community and terrorize people in the black community and victimize people. Would you have done that with white criminals? What about Hispanic criminals or Asian criminals? Like, would you have done it with them? You can't make up for past mistakes. What you can do is correct the system. But what we're trying to show you, the system is the prosecutor and when you sentence them. That's the issue. Fix that. When you talk about fair, make that equitable. But if you shot somebody and killed somebody or tried to kill somebody and you give them a bail that's so low that they pay it and then go out and victimize people, that's on you. The Waukesha Christmas Parade fiasco would not have happened had they simply kept that guy in jail. And now a number of people are killed. He's in jail for the rest of his life. And families and children and people and organizations have been altered for life because of a decision you make. I think what we need to do is change the DA, change their time to 2 years. I think we should make everybody 2 years and make everybody part-time. If you're an elected official, your job should be part-time. And then that way we won't have to bother. And that way, if you mess up, we can just vote you out because it's in 2 years anyway. We can just get rid of you. But if you make it part-time, sure, keep it 4 years. Go find another job and be a real person.
Number 1.
This also from JS Online. On April 2nd, voters agreed to raise their property taxes to help MPS schools avoid a budget shortfall and the necessity to cut hundreds of staff positions. So about 7 weeks after the $252 million referendum passed, news broke, you ready, that MPS was 8 months late in submitting required financial data to the Wisconsin Department of Public Instruction. The swift fallout included the resignation of the then superintendent Keith Posley, multiple state audits, and a corrective action plan. Well, now, because I got it, y'all, now Milwaukee residents are seeing the impact of the spring referendum on their end-of-year property tax bills. In response to the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel's request for reader comments on the recent property tax increases, many said they're concerned about MPS's financial management and transparency given the accounting issues that came to light after the election. David Luker, a retired Brown Deer school district teacher, said the MPS portion of his property tax bill increased, you ready, by $1,100 as a result of the referendum. Luker said he and his wife, who's also a retired educator, know the importance of well-resourced public schools. But he's concerned the district's financial issues only came to light after the vote. He was among those who responded to the Journal-Sentinel's survey. So Luker says that he's not willing to support another referendum unless he sees improvement. Here's what we'll call improvement. Close the buildings that you have. Get rid of all the middle management and wasteful people over on, I'm not going to even say it. I'm going to call it headquarters. Get rid of them. Superintendents that are area superintendents because a superintendent was too lazy to talk to principals directly like they're supposed to. Get rid of that person. Get rid of all of them. Get rid of the extra fat you have in there and all these extra people and assistants and assistant vice sub superintendents and all this other garbage and assistants to assistants and have people actually do their job. You had a CFO who wasn't a CPA but was a math teacher. Stupidity. Fired. Get rid of them and put in a person who can do the job. It's really simple. It's really simple. The April referendum resulted in a tax increase of $2.16 per $1,000 of property value, bringing the school district's tax rate to $10.10 per $1,000 of property value. That's an increase. Y'all ready for this? 27.2%. It'll generate $140 million for MPS this school year. That amount will increase to $252 million annually by 2027-2028. Overall, property values in Milwaukee increased 17.4% from 23 to 24 due to a citywide revaluation, which is garbage because they just wanted extra money. So all these tax bills, MPS going up, what should we expect to get from it? What should we expect? That is something we have to ask the Milwaukee Public Schools. Because as you can see around the state of Wisconsin, nobody is giving you money for a school unless you can show me and be transparent on where the money is going. Not to salaries, not to the union, but resources, buildings, brand new building, close the ones that we have and either sell them or tear them down and rebuild them. But what we're not going to do is pay for status quo while the people that'll work there still get money and the children still get shortchanged. You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris.
Don't touch that dial. More of Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Truth Nation, Gruber Law Offices and The Truth have raised the stakes for this year. The One Call That's All Gruber Cash Giveaway is now a $5K giveaway. Yes, you heard it right. $5,000 giveaway. Every weekday on 1017 The Truth, you will have the chance to be entered to win the $5K giveaway. Listen to The Truth for the One Call That's All cue to call for your chance to win $5,000. Gruber Law Offices, One Call That's All. Visit 1017thetruth.com for official contest rules.
Milwaukee, something amazing is here. Versity Blood Center of Wisconsin is open and ready for donations. That's right, Versity on King at Thrive on King, your new community resource center on the north side. Donate blood, receive disease education, explore social services, or build your career with job training programs. Versity is here to empower our community and improve lives. Visit Versity on King, 2153 North, Dr. MLK Drive. Free parking is at 320 West Lloyd Street. That is Versity Blood Center of Wisconsin. Hope starts here.
What's up, Truth Nation? It's your girl, Noni Juice, and Happy New Year from Steinhoffels. Take an extra $100 off your purchase of $19.99 or more and get incredible deals like a Beauty Rest mattress for just $2.99 and sofas starting at only $3.99. Plus, make your new room more affordable with no interest until 2030 when you use Steinhoffels' 60-month financing. No money down, no hidden fees. Shop in-store or online at steinhoffels.com.
Are you an African-American, Black, or Hispanic adult with type 2 diabetes? Do your sugars run high? The University of Wisconsin needs your help to participate in Enrich, a diabetes research study which may involve working with a pharmacist and or a community health worker. Most discussions will be held over the phone. All participants will receive compensation. For more information, call Delicia now at 414-550-1016. That's 414-550-1016 and ask for Delicia about Enrich.
Prostate cancer screening is a simple blood test. It's a simple blood test. Get it done. Your family history of prostate cancer increases the risk for all the men in your family. It's a simple blood test. Get it done. Prostate cancer is most treatable when it's detected early. It's a simple blood test. Get it done. Men, it's your life. That's why it's so important to talk to your doctor about getting tested. If you want info on how to take action, the Prostate Cancer Foundation is here to help. For more than 30 years, PCF, a leader in scientific breakthroughs, has funded cutting-edge research that speeds new treatments into clinics, helping patients live longer with fewer complications. Go to pcf.org to learn more about prostate cancer and how you can advocate for yourself. Remember, it's your life, and it's a simple blood test. Get it done.
This is Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. Okay, I don't know what you're talking about. You're just going all. Anyway, let me see. Time to take another long break. Okay, bye. I suppose you have no beef with Christianity stealing all the pagan holidays. I don't understand what that means. I don't know what you mean by that. Christianity stealing all of the pagan holidays. I don't know what that means. Help me out. Help me out. 833-212-1017 is the number. Let's see what she's hollering about now. White Widow, you're on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. What's up?
I don't holler. How was your Christmas? I hope it was pleasant.
Okay. Holler in black vernacular means, what are you talking about?
Oh, honey, I know that. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to offend you with that term. I'm so sorry. I'm a grandma. I'm a grandma.
Listen, I don't get offended by much. I'm not going to lie. A lot of stuff don't offend me at all. So I don't get somebody else want to say something. Okay, go ahead.
All right. I got a new one for you, and please, I came out of retirement basically after my husband passed away in 2019. And so in November, I decided there was a situation I preferred charges with the NLRB against our union and an employer, which will remain nameless. So again, you go down to the Federal Royce building. Everybody's not working because they're still at home. That's fine. Fast forward, I get an investigator who calls and says, can you email me everything? I said, certainly. Chronological order. I have experience in brief writing, evidence, and so on and so forth. I'll get it to you.
Now,
can you get it to me by what?
Can you tell us what the complaint was about in about 10 or 15 seconds?
Well, I want to tell you this. The guy doesn't call back. He says, get the emails by Wednesday. I got it to him by Sunday, being proactive. I wait a week and a half, no call. I call him a courtesy call. I don't get a call back. So the form letter gives me a chain of command. So I called his boss. His boss says, we're very busy. I said, of course you are. So the guy calls back. He says, well, I didn't get your email. I said, certainly you did. This was the date. Well, let me look, because he's working from home and taking care of the kids too, I guess. Dr. Ken, you're not going to believe this. He said, okay, I'm in my living room. He said, can you raise your hand? I said, what? Because you have to do an affidavit. He said, can you raise your hand?
That is correct. Yep.
I said, of course. In my life, I have never had anybody tell me to do an affidavit over the phone in my living room and to raise my hand. And it was absolutely an exercise in futility. He had never read the documents that I had sent previously. And I thought to myself, subsequently, if in fact anybody challenges what I have to say, prove it that it's an affidavit. Dr. Ken, am I the first one to experience this, where you're doing an affidavit from your home on the phone, not virtual, and being asked to raise your hand alone in your living room? Is that the first for you? Because it was certainly the first for me.
Well, you got to remember that we used to do telephonic warrants, right? And so when you do a warrant, you have to be sworn in. And so they ask you to raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear that the information you provided is true, the best of your ability to help you God? I do, all that. So it's not out of the ordinary. It's not a bizarre thing. You got to do what you. Well, what did you expect? You complained about it, and then you wanted them to give it to you, so they did. They just did it over the phone.
No. What I expected is that they take my documents with the evidence and the chronological order I had. I'll take it to the Federal Royce building and drop it off.
And because you have to have an affidavit with it to prove that.
Yes, and I'm available to come back in there because the office is open.
That's not how it works.
Yes, it is. I've done numerous complaints with the NLRB.
Did you raise your hand? That's NLRB. That's NLRB.
Yeah, and that's who I'm preferring. That's who I utilize. That's who you utilize when you have concerns, complaints with the union and the company. That's the only option you have. If it's a workplace injury, health and safety, you only have OSHA. So I'm very familiar with that.
Depends on where you're going, federal versus state versus. There are other ways. But that's what so in the end, what was the outcome? Because we don't have time for the whole story. What was the outcome?
I know. I'll tell you the conclusion at the end later on.
No, you're going to tell me now. You're going to tell me now because we got to go. So what was the conclusion?
Okay, I'm going to call. I go down there with the documents. I submit them in their little drawer because they don't come out of the office because they're not at home. I have it nailed, the date and time and the date that they received it.
What was the outcome? Not the story of the outcome. What was the outcome?
It hasn't been concluded yet because the documentation hasn't been submitted yet. The man was fumbling. He got both of the cases mixed up, and he didn't have the emails or the documents I submitted to him.
So what are you going to do to correct it? So what are you going to do to correct it if you know that that's what happened?
I'm going to write a brief, as I've done in arbitration before, go down to the Federal Royce building, knock, knock, knock. Hi there. Here's my documents. Give it to this man who is his superior. Get back to me, and I'll be down to raise my hand in front of anybody and swear to what is in those documents is true.
So,
after which,
why wouldn't you just make an appointment to bring them in and get sworn in at the time you take them in?
Because I have done that. But yes, I will. But the fact of the matter is, these people are so reluctant to come back to work or be face to face. It's interesting at the Federal Royce building because I've utilized that building throughout my career with General Motors.
All right. Well, thank you much. I appreciate it.
No one came back to work.
I got to run.
Yeah, but no one's back to work.
Okay. I'm just not back to work. I don't know if there's anything we can do about that. They're not back to work. Maybe after January 20th, that'll change. Maybe they'll have to come back to work. I don't know why people aren't back at work. I really don't understand. COVID's been over for what, 4 years? Okay. I was just wondering. Maybe I'm losing my mind or something. We are so far behind, and you know whose fault it is? Whose fault is it? Is DJ Brother Z still here? It's his fault. Only because he's not here.
Don't touch that dial. More of Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harrison is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com. It's time for Truth Takes, a thought-provoking commentary on the new 1017 The Truth. Here is Telly Hughes with his truth.
I want to stress the importance of a positive mindset. Everything begins as a thought before it ever becomes an action. So it's extremely important to purposely place yourself in positive spaces to help shape and nurture those thoughts. I know you're probably thinking, okay, Telly, let's be realistic. Look, I get it. You may work with people with bad energy, or you may even be related to people who are negative by nature. In this journey called life, there will be many things that come your way that's out of your control. But what you can control is how you respond. Understand this. You have the right to either tap in or tap out of whatever energy that may come your way. And that's how you can control and protect your positive spaces. The mind is where it all starts, and if your thoughts are centered around positivity, you'll see how things begin to transform. You'll see a noticeable difference between things happening for you versus things always happening to you. You begin to grow through situations as opposed to just going through tough situations. Make it a priority to surround yourself with positive people and create those positive spaces and begin to experience the fruits of what a positive mindset can produce. Trust me, it takes work to creating these spaces, and you have to be intentional about it. And I'm committed to putting in the work because I'm living proof that it's well worth the peace a positive mindset brings.
This has been Truth Takes on the new 1017 The Truth. Listen to Truth Be Told with Telly weekdays from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m.
One smile is great, but one smile in a community of smiles is so much better. A smile has a secret power that most people don't know about. A smile multiplies. It spreads from one person to the next, stretching across entire groups of people. Smile Train knows this and is proud to be creating a wave of smiles across the cleft lip and palate community in over 70 countries. Patients, doctors, advocates, fundraisers. Collectively, our smiles are a celebration of the transformed lives of over 1.5 million children. Learn how Smile Train is helping the cleft lip and palate community at smiletrain.org/learn. Smile Train, changing the world one smile at a time.
It's an easy commute pretty much everywhere on the roads this evening. No incidents and no significant delays. Tonight, cloudy skies, a slight chance for a rainy mix to the south, a low of 37 degrees by the lake and 31 degrees inland. Tuesday, scattered wintry mix, a light snow shower late Tuesday, a high of 41. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Jessica Gatso on 101.7 The Truth.
This is Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 101.7 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris, 833-212-1017. So, Danielle used to talk about me because I would always forget, like in the middle of saying it, I'll have another thought and I'll forget what I was saying. So I'll be like, 833-212-1, and then start talking about something else. When it's supposed to be 017 is the number. But anyway, couple things I wanted to throw out. So if you're a football player or a well-known person in a city or a state or a county or a country, you should probably watch your house. Another football player has had his house burglarized and stuff taken. And let me see who it is because I had the name up. FBI is now issuing a warning to athletes amid burglaries after NBA and NFL stars got their stuff. Latest, Patrick Mahomes and Joe Burrow. So they got Joe Burrow, Dallas Mavericks star. What's the dude's name? Can't think of his name. Luka.
Oh, yeah, Luka Doncic, and they got Bobby Portis.
Yeah, and Bobby Portis in River Hill. Yeah, he was like one of the first ones to be targeted. So you got all these people targeting homes, right? I'm only going to say this because I'm asking the question. How much money do you have to have for somebody not to be able to break into your house? Can you tell me that? Like, how much money is it? Can somebody help me with that? Because I'm thinking that's a lot of money. That was my 27 break, right? Okay. Yeah, that's a lot of money for you to make, for you to then turn around and have somebody be able to get into your house. Like, what kind of, I don't get it. My house would be a fortress. You hear me? A fortress. If I made that much money, first of all, I wouldn't have a house that big. So I wouldn't have a house where you would think, ooh, we should break into that house. Look at that house. That's one. Two, don't move into that neighborhood. Why? Because that's the neighborhood where they break into houses. Like, it doesn't make any sense to me. The only thing I can tell you, do you?
Don't touch that dial. More of Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harrison is next on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com. This is the celebration of Kwanzaa on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. During the week of Kwanzaa, families and communities come together to share a feast, to honor the ancestors, and to celebrate African and African-American culture. Today, we celebrate the Kwanzaa principle of Nia. Nia means purpose. We must make our collective vocation the building and developing of our community in order to restore our people to their traditional greatness. Tune in to 1017 The Truth all week long as we celebrate the 7 principles of Kwanzaa.
Hi, Drew and Jonathan Scott here, reminding you that American Family Insurance agents can help build a customized renter's policy so you can protect stuff like this, or this, or even this. Oh, well, case in point. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Are you an African-American, Black, or Hispanic adult with type 2 diabetes? Do your sugars run high? The University of Wisconsin needs your help to participate in Enrich, a diabetes research study which may involve working with a pharmacist and or a community health worker. Most discussions will be held over the phone. All participants will receive compensation. For more information, call Delicia now at 414-550-1016. That's 414-550-1016 and ask for Delicia about Enrich.
Ready to glow? RN2 Go Medical Services has you covered. With a top-notch team, including a skilled RN and medical doctor, they offer personalized treatments just for you. Feel fantastic with exceptional post-op care, invigorating IV hydration therapy, and vitamin injections. Enjoy advanced skincare, effective weight loss programs, and beauty enhancements like Botox, fillers, and PDO threads. Rejuvenate with PRP therapy and sculpt your dream body with cutting-edge body sculpting treatments. Why wait? Visit DestinationAestheticsMKE.com now to book your appointment. Your new radiant self is just a click away.
We are the keepers of the wild, America's original and most invested conservationists. For more than 80 years, we've been committed to conserving wildlife and the natural landscapes that define our nation. From rugged alpine ridgelines to peaceful tall grass prairies, we've supported the conservation of more than 36 million acres of American wildlands. Our funding has led to cleaner water, fresher air, and improved wildlife habitat. From abundant fish and waterfowl populations to robust deer and elk herds, nothing is more important than maintaining wild spaces for adventurers to explore and wildlife to thrive. We are America's hunters and target shooters, stewards of the American outdoors.
America's hunters and target shooters, along with firearm, ammunition, and archery manufacturers, have invested more than $46 billion to help state fish and wildlife agencies manage and protect wildlife and wildlands across America. For more information, visit outdoorstewards.org.
This is Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. My last day. I think I'm the last live voice on 1017 The Truth in 2024. So when I sign off today, I will be the last voice live on 1017 The Truth. We'll have, tomorrow is New Year's Eve, so we'll be off, and New Year's Day we'll be off. And the first voice you'll hear is, I don't know, on Thursday. I know Sherwin will be here on Thursday, and I think Tori and everyone. So, just letting you know, I'm off till next Monday. I'm chilling. I'm out of here. Speaking of chilling, Eastside Corey, what's going on?
What an honor to speak to you as being the last of the last. Wow. How about that?
And you're the last of the last people for me to talk to. So there you go. What's up?
I feel privileged. I love that intro you just played. I love that one key where they go, uh-huh. It's like time to go. You play some gorgeous intro music. Yeah, we're from the same era. I just wanted to say Happy New Year to you, and thank you for your excellence in broadcasting. I sometimes yell at you when I'm listening to you, getting all mad sometimes. But
Eastside Corey holler at me? Shocking.
Well, I don't call you then. I'll just be yelling. I'm just like, ooh, it'd be bad. But that is balanced out with the times that I really feel your experience, and I respect your opinion, and I kind of like when you make me think. I wanted to ask you one question, though, and I don't want to go out on a negative note. I really don't. I'm ready for 2025, but I want to get my mindset for just please, if you want to respond to the violence happening out in New York City, not just on the subway, but the violence that happened, an inmate that was manhandled by some police officers who got out of hand and lost his life. I looked at it for 2 seconds and I turned it off because I didn't want it to get in my head. I didn't want it to go there.
Okay.
But that sinking feeling in my heart happened again. I said, I can't. I have law enforcement in my family and of service, and I just want to know if you could please give your direction or insight or opinion. I trust it.
When things like that happen, when people lose their lives, remember that it is the lowest of the low as it relates to law enforcement, and it's that less than 1%, less than 0.5% of cops that are bad, that have absolutely no business being in law enforcement. Always remember that integrity is a part of it, not character. What you do on your own time and your own business is you, but integrity, that when you're doing the job, you treat people with the dignity and the respect that they're deserving of. And that's why you don't hear about the majority of cops. You hear about the same few that are acting a fool that should be arrested, put in jail, probably for the rest of their lives. And so sometimes you just have to look at cops the way we look at black people or Hispanic people or Asian people or white people, where when someone of your same race, right, or when someone of the same race does a crime and you have to deal with it, right? Yeah. You know that's not everybody. And so you rest in that fact.
Okay.
Right.
I appreciate that. Comforts my heart. Right. That comforts my heart because I want to trust and believe and keep on going. And you have a wonderful time off, okay?
All right, I'll do that. Thank you, sir.
Do your thing. All right. Bye-bye.
Take care.
Take care.
That was different. That was a little high. He was a little too positive. Thank you, Eastside Corey, and thank you, Truth Family. We want to say thank you, and we appreciate all that you've done for us in 2024. It's been a great year. It's been an award-winning year. It's been a phenomenal year, and we're just here. Want to say thank you to DJ Brother Z, and want to say thank you to my extraordinary pontificating, always intellectual producer, Jason Smith. Appreciate you, brother. Been a great 2024. You ain't got nothing to say now?
I think it's been an absolutely wonderful 2024. I learned a lot. Dr. Ken,
same here.
Being you.
All right.
And we go take it to another level.
All right. I knew he was going to say that. Just, you can never say this, right? It'll never come out of my voice again. If you say thrive in 2025, I am going to beat you upside the head with the heaviest thing I can find. I'm just saying. No, God bless. Take care. Thank you, Truth Family. Appreciate you. Appreciate you on YouTube. Appreciate you on all the social media. Thank you for Instagram, Dr. Ken's Truth. Make sure you follow me. Hey, see you in 2025. Happy New Year. God bless. Take care. I'm out.